Anger, looting, riots, and violence across the country in response to the death of George Floyd. But residents in Flint are taking a different approach. They are protesting peacefully. Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson says Flint is a beacon of hope as residents peacefully protest racism and police brutality. He hopes other cities across the nation will look at Flint and act in the same manner while fighting for change. At one point, officials believe there were about 120 cars in this parking lot. Now, some took advantage of staying inside the shelter, while others stayed inside their cars.
Came here and mainly slept in the cars best I could. And so now we're just waiting to see what's going to happen.
Edenville resident Rebecca Lanning felt a sense of astonishment hearing about a potential dam failure that's now been secured. So she left her home as a precaution. Getting in the car for the first time in 4 months, he's reflecting on struggles he faced.
The last thing I remember is when they put that swab in my nose, and that was it. Don't remember anything for 2 months.
The family had #SamStrong t-shirts made especially for this remarkable moment, seeing Sam come out of the hospital after beating COVID-19.
He kept coming, fighting back. The nurses said he was a strong, very strong-willed person.
Zamora's fiance Yolanda and Zamora's sister Marta also contracted COVID. Yolanda was hospitalized for 10 days and was overcome with emotion when asked about what it's been like being away from Zamora.
They've been congenial, and of course they don't want to get sick either.
And just down the street,
it's been hard. We have people that come in without masks.
Wub is a Saginaw-inspired apparel store in Old Town, and they say that they don't necessarily want to miss out on any customers that they've missed for the past 3 months. So customers who walk in without a mask will either be given a friendly reminder to wear one or be given a mask in order to comply with safety guidelines.
We're just trying to do the best we can, adapt to this change, and that's all we're learning day by day.
Kyle Martin is a sales associate at Wub and says when trying to enforce mask requirements, they haven't gotten too much pushback. I am making my way through just like any normal average traveler would do on a day like today. Now, it is expected to be a pretty busy traveling day for Thanksgiving, though the CDC has warned against Thanksgiving travel and gatherings. But I do want to say that when you come in, we have seen a lot of passengers wear their masks, so they have those safety measures in place as well. Of course, sanitizer around the entire building. So he's going to kick off the stone for me. I'm going to sweep, and as we go, we're going to explain a little bit about why the sweepers are so important. So, Fred, I'll hand this off to you just so I could get in position, and then we'll take it from there.
Thank you, Blake. Okay, ready? Yes. Okay, here we go. Okay, sweep. So what the purpose of sweeping is for curling is to brush the broom in front of the rock.
The Wenzels have been making strides since we last spoke to them, rummaging through all the rubble that they used to call their home, finding family memories and even Brian's wallet, which was untouched by the flames.
My wallet, the money that was in, I managed to salvage everything that was in my pants.
But nothing has mattered more to the Wenzels than community support.
We're just so thankful.
Bob Hemling saw our story last weekend, and like the Wenzels, he has 10 grandchildren himself. Knowing their gifts went up in flames, he stepped up.
I brought some toys for the kids.
As more and more people flock to stores in order to have their own pyrotechnic display this year.
The demand is probably up about, 3-4 times the amount since the last couple of years.
Cancellation after cancellation of fireworks shows. The owner here tells me that people from all over the Great Lakes Bay region are coming here to buy anything and everything.
Everybody wants the big boomers. They want something that goes in the air with and make, big color, big breaks.
As the mad dash to find fireworks continues, Haddad says he's taking the 4th of July to finally relax for the first time. Some customers we spoke with are feeling split on this new order that requires businesses to take down customers' contact information once they walk through those doors.
I believe that I think it's a good idea in the sense because if someone is there has it and you're there at the restaurant, it'd be a good idea to, to let you know.
Making restaurants do this and having that be the only way that they can serve them, that's when I think it imposes on things.
Trying to enforce this new order is leaving Terabay and his staff on the tips of their toes. Penny Tyler's landmark red log cabin home, which was deemed unlivable after flooding, was demolished head to toe today in Sanford.
We're day one of the Penny Tyler project right now, and it's going great. We're going to have the foundation dug today and hopefully a foundation in by the end of the week.
The house Penny Tyler has lived in most of her life, now just a pile of wood and rubble, fully solidifying plans to build her a brand new home.
I knew this job would be hard, but I'll be honest, I never could have imagined anything like this.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer made national headlines once again this week. The FBI says she was the target of a planned kidnapping plot aimed at overthrowing the state government. Now at least 13 people are accused of participating in that plot. And Governor Whitmer didn't hold back, saying words from the White House are partly responsible. Now here at this location, the clerk has been doing temperature checks on all the poll workers. They have plexiglass here to kind of separate you from the poll worker there. We have hand sanitizers, and the polling booths are also spread out as well. Hey, good morning, everyone. So yeah, tens of thousands of Flint residents are waiting to find out if they are eligible to receive even a piece of this $600 million settlement. Now, the New York Times reports most of the money will be given and designated for children in Flint who were poisoned by lead-tainted tap water after city officials changed that city's water supply 6 years ago. Now, that settlement is between the state and the residents of Flint, and it's still subject to a federal judge's approval. A few gym goers behind us working out. Ditch those outside workouts that you've been doing for the past 6 months. It's raining. Come inside. And Kevin, how does it feel to be open and seeing these people in here?
It's great to have the lights back on and people back inside our facility. It's been a long wait, but we're very excited to have everybody back in our facilities.
Now, I know the community center has a different string of facilities, the tennis center. Just run me through some of those, what those look like and changes, if any.
Yeah, so we're very excited that all of our facilities are going to be opening back up. Our family centers have been open throughout with our pantries.
The two-story house went from a boarded-up heap to a brand new home, completely renovated head to toe by Salter.
All new plumbing, all new HVAC, all new electric.
Salter's first goal, to help exonerees who come home to nothing.
When I came home, I seen a lot of programs, and it was just no programs for exonerees.
A man accused in a plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer is asking a federal judge to release him from jail pending trial. 45-year-old DeBerry Croft of Delaware is one of 6 men facing federal conspiracy to commit kidnapping charges. Since his arrest in October, he's been in prison in Philadelphia. His attorney argues Croft should be released or brought to Michigan immediately. We have Kim Zimmer, Associate Region Engineer with NDOT. She is helping us gauge those road conditions this morning. Kim, again, thank you so much for being here. I know you joined us earlier this week. It's been a busy week for you and your road crews. What are your crews saying about road conditions right now at this hour?
Well, right now, last night we had crews out all evening and through the early morning.
Flint is the birthplace of America's sports car, and Chrome and Ice gives you the rare opportunity to see all 8th generations of the Chevrolet Corvette, ending, of course, with the new 2020 model. From 1953 to now, check out all the Corvette amenities.
A lot of people don't realize the first 300 Corvettes made were right here in Flint.
The Corvettes were provided by local car owners, and the latest 2020 model was provided by General Motors.
A little distraction, so let's get a puppy.
With COVID this year, it may be difficult to see your future furry family member in person. Experts say if you want to see the puppy, do it through video chat. Now, if a breeder or an adoption agency tries to avoid that or shows up puppyless, the BBB says that is a major red flag.
Look around the facility, make sure it's a decent place. It's not a puppy mill where you see thousands of puppies all over the place.
A good rule of thumb for consumers, use a credit card for purchases.
Well, stimulus checks could be on the way sooner than you think. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin tweeted checks should have started arriving by direct deposit last night. Those paper checks will be mailed out today. But lawmakers are at a standstill over raising the amount. Deborah Alfarone is on Capitol Hill with details on that and problems with vaccine distribution.
The ingenuity of using ice shanties in the parking lots of most establishments is aptly called Operation Shantyville, support local businesses.
So this is another way to kind of, get out there, enjoy, take your family out, if you will, and not just grab a takeout box on your way home.
So far, Flatto dined in his shanty with his family, roasting by a heater outside Beaver's Pub. They're also going to support O's Pub and Grill in Auburn, as well as other local restaurants.
Thanks so much for waking up with us and spending some of your time with us. Today is December 27th. I'm Blake Keller. Meteorologist John Gross is in the First Warn 5 Weather Center, both trying to keep warm this morning.
Absolutely. Hey, John. Good morning, Blake. Yeah.
We're along the Cucaulin River, and a lot of residents here tell us that overnight into the early morning hours, the water levels were so high, it was flowing onto their property. The levels have gone down since, just a few inches, but they say that can all change when the weather changes.
Even though the peril will subside and it will seem a little bit better, there's still going to be an awful lot of ugly out there.
Raleigh says while most people are prepared, if the storm gets worse, they'll have to consider evacuations, which could prove to be problematic.
All right, John, thank you. Developing this morning, an infant and 3 adults are dead after 3 separate shootings across Flint this weekend. Police say the incidents happened within 2 miles of each other, but there is no known connection.
About 9 months ago, we stood here telling you that the VFW in Alma had a leaky roof and that they weren't able to utilize their kitchen properly. But after major community action, a bunch of volunteers this morning installed a new roof, and that's just phase 1 of all these fixes.
Get enough money to not only get the back part of the roof that's completed, to put a brand new front roof on it at the same token.
And it couldn't come at a better time. From October to now, with the pandemic and severe rain, there was more damage to the building than meets the eye. There are reports that have said that the transmission of COVID-19 and the risk of that transmission on board an airplane is pretty low. So things are moving pretty smoothly here at Flint Bishop International. That's where we're reporting live this morning. Blake Keller, WNEM, TV5.